Yeah, we got like 5 minutes.
Hello? Can you hear me?
Yeah, you good.
Hey, Spoony. I have 2 questions. First, have you ever heard of the Journeyman Project games?
Journeyman Project? Yeah, I played those.
Okay, and second, were you ever a fan of The Seventh Guest?
Yeah, actually, I played the Seventh Guest quite a bit. That was kind of a weird game. I always got hung up on the part where you had to play Othello against like these boogers.
Oh, that game?
That was hard.
Yeah, it's called like Reversely or something like that.
Yeah, Reversely. Yeah. I remember the 11th Hour sucked.
Really?
Yeah, I hated the other one, man. That was no good.
Well, I know it didn't sell well.
I don't know. Well, the acting in the second one was really bad too. Like you had a Game Boy that gave you video mail from the future or the past or something like that, and you were like, "What is this? What's going on? I don't like this." Yeah, thanks.
Hi, Spoony. Coincidentally, what I was going to ask about was in your Ultima video, the gold box games.
Yeah.
Were you like a huge fan of those, and do you have a favorite one?
You know, I was probably a little too young to fully appreciate the gold box games because I cheated a lot. It played by D&D rules, but I was like 6 at the time, and I really liked them, but I was like, I kept hitting the reroll button, so my guys all had the best stats. So like I did it like for hours on end, just re-rolling. Like all of a sudden all my characters had like 18 to 16 stats at minimum, so like these guys all rock. But I really like the gold box games. Some of them were kind of unfair. Like if you ever played Eye of the Beholder, that Beholder will whoop your ass. Like it's not even fair. Like a Beholder has an Eye of Disintegration, and it's just like it doesn't matter how good you are, it doesn't matter how high level you are. If you get hit with that, he's gone. What? Yeah. And I remember the Dragonlance games were hard as balls too, because like dragons all of a sudden became like a routine enemy. Like you would just encounter like 3 dragons, and that's not trivial. But yeah, if you've never seen those before, they probably are almost impossible to play on modern machines, because they're like the most basic of games ever. You know, yeah.
And could you do I Heard That, Curtis?
Sorry, what?
I Heard That, Curtis?
Oh, I heard that, Curtis. You like Phantasmagoria too? Yeah. I'm working on the first one, actually. I'm going to see if I can get that done. Yeah. But I'm kind of conflicted, though, because I really like Phantasmagoria 1. But it is really stupid. If you play this one to the end, Phantasmagoria has this thing where the boyfriend or the husband goes insane, and he goes like completely Joker insane, where like he scalps an old woman and wears her head as a hat, and that's not even the crazy stuff he does. Yeah.
I've been noticing that a lot of your work is really crappy, disappointing sequels, and I was wondering what are kind of the most disappointing games you've played and the least?
Yeah, actually, a lot of people ask me what's the worst game I've ever played. I can't really answer that game. It's really more games that made me mad or really disappointed me. Privateer 2 is probably one of the most disappointing sequels I ever played in my life. Deus Ex 2. What was that? Knights of the Old Republic 2. Yeah. The game that just sort of is like, we're out of game. Goodbye. And they're like, well, you're not going to give us an ending? Like, no, we're out. I don't know what that is. I think my time might be up pretty soon. Let's do one more question and then we'll roll. I'm sorry, guys. I'll try to get through it until they kick me out. Let's do this.
If I supplied a sticky note, would you spoon me?
I'm seeing someone. She gets jealous. Although you can hold the camera.
I know that you really like Persona 4 and you've given it a lot of praise, but what did you dislike about it?
What did I dislike about Persona 4? The last boss is really hard. The last level, if you're going for the true ending, and I'm not going to spoil it for you guys, but there's like a real ending that you have to do, big air quote. Don't be dumb. You have to go through this dungeon, like the biggest, baddest dungeon of the game, and you have to go through it in like one run. like no stopping. You have to do this, like it's an endurance shot. So you have to go through like 9 levels of the dungeon and fight like the hardest boss in the game without really restoring, like not without healing really. And so it's rough. Some of the voice acting is also a little suspect. I find Restate to be incredibly. There's also, well, actually, you know what it is? You know, I forget what it is. Like the middle third of that game, the game just stops. It's like, we're on summer vacation. Let's go to a hot spring. And then for like 6 hours you're at a hot spring, and then they're like, we're going to do a school project and we're going to have a dance. And so they go have a dance, and it's like 6 hours of that. And you're like, can we play the game some more now? I like the demon thing. Can we go back to the demon thing? And then like the last third is like all hell breaks loose and it's psycho. And it's meant to be like a difference. So like your things are really happy, and then there's a shift, like the mood changes. I think it takes a little too much time to get to that point. Thank you.
Hi, Spoony.
Hey.
What was your thoughts on Zelda from the Game Crazy?
Zelda Scott? She's off the easy, yo. I aspire to be that. Like, I almost wish I could do an impression of being that white. She's like, home dog, that was crunk. And I lost it. If you've never seen the Game Crazy video, it's this white woman who speaks like Jay-Z. She's like, yo, 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 what's up in this city? Except she's like Minnesota. She's like, yo, 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 what's up over here? G-Unit, that was off the Chizane. And what killed me is every time they cut back to the 2 guys in the booth who are like commentating, one of those guys is black. And the black guy is like, I want out of this show. It's like the most offensive thing ever, and this black guy is like, I so don't talk like that. Do you really think I talk like that? Yeah. I wish Zelda Scott would do more stuff. I would actually pay to see her on like ESPN.
Thank you.
Like, let's go to the sidelines, and where Zelda Scott is about to interview LaDainian Tomlinson, player of the game. LD, that was Fuzzord. I don't know, like... What? Put her in TNA Impact? Booker T, what up, my dog?
Alright, who do you think runs the Fake Warrior Twitter account?
The Fake Warrior?
Yeah, there's a Twitter account. I don't know if you know this.
I've never heard of that. Actually, I know I'm subscribed to like Tommy Wiseau, but I've heard that's not the real Tommy Wiseau. Which may explain why he never Twitters anything. I keep waiting to be like, you're tearing me apart! Like, but no, I've never heard the Warrior. I've seen the Warrior do things where he like does public speaking. And
No, I mean, there's a Twitter account called The Fake Warrior, and he talks like your warrior.
Oh, I gotta check that out, but I haven't heard of that. I'm sorry. Yeah. The Warrior keeps a website going, by the way, where he posts like these neocon just tirades online, like 30 pages of just like how he hates gays. Did you ever see this? Yeah, no, I think Warrior University shut down. It's like a gym or something, but he actually did this public speaking event where he's in front of high school students, and he's like, some things just don't fly in this world. Like, some things don't make this world work. Like Democrats and liberals, they don't understand, and queers. And the high school students, they weren't even listening until he said that. They're like, what? He's like, yeah, queering don't make the world work. And they're like, oh, keep talking. Like, people were leaving up to that point, and they're like, this load of crazy, we gotta sit down and see. And they started booing, but then like the other guys were like, shut up. This is awesome. And so they started asking questions. They're like, so explain this. Like, expand on that statement, sir. And he's like, it doesn't work. He's like, it's like a square peg in a round hole, but more fleshy. I don't know. The guy was weird. Look it up. You'll see it.
Hey, Spoony.
Hey.
With the exception of Blood Wings, is there any game to give you as big as a fuck you ending?
Fuck you endings. Blood Wings was pretty bad. I can't really think of one, no. That was just outright hostile. Pumpkinhead that was just dancing. I was like, we didn't really think you'd make it this far. Are you serious? Wow, you're sad. No, I'll think about it though.